Geezenstacks. They want to play with us.
Oh, really?
We're on episode 5 of season 3 of Tales from the Darkside. This one's called the Geezenstacks, and it revolves around a little girl named Audrey, who is given a dollhouse by her Uncle Richard, right as they move into their new house. So this is another episode where a couple and a kid move into a new house. We just saw this, let me think. Oh yeah, last episode, Florence Bravo, where they moved into a new house. That was a ghost story though. This one revolves around a dollhouse. Now, doll episodes are a staple in anthology shows, going back to the episode The Doll in the Twilight Zone. But instead of a doll coming alive and killing people like it did in the Twilight Zone, this one is a little brainier. This little girl, Audrey, will see something happen in the dollhouse that then will be reflected in real life. It starts with something mundane. One of the dolls, that she calls the Geezenstacks, gets a new coat, and what do you know? The next minute her mom has a new coat that she said she just bought. Then the father, Geezenstack, gets sick, and guess what happens? Audrey's father, Sam, ends up getting sick and has to stay home from work as well. So the father catches on to this, the mother really doesn't. And he begins to get really freaked out every time Audrey says something happened to the Geezenstacks, since he knows it's about to be reflected in real life.
Yes.
Mommy, Daddy, guess what? Guess what? Something bad happened to the Geezenstacks.
Why not?
Mr. Geezenstack hit Mrs. Geezenstack. He hit her in the head. Hard.
Of those dolls, I'm sick and tired of hearing about them.
Your own doing.
So as the father, Sam, seems to have a descent into madness, it does look like Uncle Richard is starting to snuggle up against his wife, Edith. At least that's what I thought was going to happen. I still think they are implying it a little bit, since Uncle Richard is really the only one who knows about this dollhouse. He was the one that had it before them. So if there's some odd things that are going on, it seems like he would know about it. And they even talk about having Sam committed.
You will never let any of your dolls jump out of a window. Promise me, never pretend that one of your dolls hurts himself or dies. Any funeral, because none of your dolls is going to die.
People get confused about dolls and real people.
But luckily for all of them, Audrey mentions that the Geezenstacks are going to go on a nice vacation. And we get, I guess, what would be considered a twist ending. Though I've seen endings like this before with doll houses. What do you think happens? The doll comes alive? Nah, that'd be too expensive. Maybe a portal to hell opens up and it sucks them all in? Too expensive again. Or the family becomes dolls themselves. And you get a dollhouse within a dollhouse within a dollhouse within a dollhouse. So just like the episode before it, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. While I did prefer the previous one, Florence Bravo, it was more to my taste. This one is quite creepy. I mean, the dolls themselves are painted so white. They look like they're in a post-punk band in the early 80s. And are very creepy to look at. You never see them move. You don't even see them talk. Apparently they talk to Audrey and she interprets what they're saying and then tells her parents about it. But just the way that she holds it and moves it around, this is quite a creepy episode. And while I kind of figured they were going to go into the dollhouse, Uncle Richard, the one who gave them the dollhouse, is played by Larry Pine. Quite a good career and still acts in stuff today. Last being in an episode of Elizabeth in 2025. And was also in The Royal Tenenbaums. And played Mr. Lefferts in Made in Manhattan, his best role. Father Sam is played by Craig Wasson, who's best known for being Neil Gordon, The Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, and also the TV host in Malcolm X. I'm going to read some reviews after this, because actually this is a top-rated episode with a 7.5 on IMDb, so let's see why people like it so much. I think it's decent, but people like it even more than I do. Okay, so this is the reviews for The Geezenstacks. First one, 8 out of 10. Strange and odd episode, one of the series' best, as dolls take the place of real life people. The Geezenstacks is clearly one of the better Tales from the Darkside episodes. The episode is well written, the mood is strange and creepy, its theme centers around odd and neat material things like dolls. That's the way the series is meant to be. They should just called it Tales from the Doll Side. I'm going to cut that part out. One by one, the dolls start to take on more and more of a real-life feel, and this episode ends in a shock. It's really wickedly twisted and strange to show how material things can take the place of actual humans. Or maybe they were dolls all along. Meow, meow, meow. Can't go wrong with creepy dolls. Yeah, that's kind of the way I feel. 6 out of 10. Can't go wrong with a doll episode. I think so. Doll episodes are almost always good. They're weird. The Geezenstacks is a creepily effective episode from Season 3 of Tales from Darkside, and there's very little to dislike about an episode which builds a successfully creepy atmosphere from the start and then runs with it. The tale's a simple one, in which a sweet young girl plays with eerily lifelike dolls. It might be the best part of the episode is the dolls themselves. I'm glad they went with something that just looks very uncanny. Like, you don't see dolls like that in the store. Only to discover that whatever happens to the dolls happens to their family in real life. Blah, 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 blah. See, everyone's giving this a high rating. 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8, 9. Tales from Darkside for a lot of its run was either hit or miss. You don't say! Though it bragged an impressive array of well-known or future stars, a sizable, yeah, there's some pretty famous actors in here. A sizable proportion of the scripts were either lame or were good until ruined by a lame or lackluster ending. Or were written by Joel Sebo. This episode, amongst some others, is one of the finest of the series. I'm just not sure I would say this is the finest, but I don't know. I'll give it a 6. For one, the musical score is rich with string instruments, a far cry from the synthesizer 80s shtick that appeared in so many other episodes. Yeah, the music in this series is quite universally bad, except for the intro. The intro sounds awesome. Man lives. Like, why don't they get that guy to just narrate more, or just be in an episode, or just, I don't do voiceovers of the characters. That guy sounds awesome, and that music is good, but yeah, a lot of synthesizer. The themes are very haunting. Secondly, the twist ending is something most viewers won't expect. But and if they do anticipate it, then they won't expect the double twist at the end. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, it's a dollhouse within a dollhouse. This episode about a creepy dollhouse that happens to appear in suddenly vacant family homes is a subtle and well-crafted. Okay. Usually they're not really giving that much of the plot away, but, you know, I get it. What bad can be said about this episode? It's just so good and professional in every way. The surprising ending is really great, and the acting is really good. I've noticed that reviewers, or just people in general, really want a kind of twist ending, or at least a different ending. I'm not like that. I'm fine with just average endings, but people really do like it when you do something different for the ending. Like make them all dolls, and then make the dollhouse within a dollhouse within a dollhouse within a dollhouse. So it's like looking down a tunnel. But music for this episode is absolutely brilliant. I didn't really notice it, but yeah, it wasn't like satanic piano where the music is just god awful. They use synthesizer through the entire thing. The ending is so good that it just makes this episode worth it. If I were you, I'd look for a copy. When was this written? Oh, 2006. Before the internet. Just kidding. Good lord, is this episode great. Only if all the other episodes followed this template, or the one before, Forest Bravo, we could be onto a great overall show here. There's a subtlety that lingers in this one that is missing from most of the other episodes. Yeah, just do it. If you want to make a good episode, just do a doll episode. Everyone likes all doll episodes. And I like all werewolf episodes. So, make me happy with werewolf episodes, and make these people happy with doll episodes. Or circus ones. Circus ones rule too. Next up is Black Widows. One written by my hero, Michael McDowell. You know where we're going to get action, horror, and an actual monster. Because he loves monsters, and so do I. So stay tuned for that one. Even better than the Geezenstacks. And check out our playlist for all episodes of Tales from the Darkside. Covered every episode until Season 3. So far, finished Show Monsters, finished Fear Itself, doing Black Mirror, Cowboy Bebop, Pet Shop of Horrors is finished. It's only 4 episodes. And Mystery Science Theater 3000. Thanks a lot.